Hi, Clemmy Bear. Let's go ahead and get into a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. Could be up on a block or a blanket. You could just be sitting on your mat. You can have your legs crossed in front of you. You could have them stretched out in front of you, folded underneath you. We're just going to start by closing your eyes or lowering our gaze and start to check in with your body. Start at the top of the head and just scan down. Find any place you may feel is a little bit more sore, stuck. See if you can send your breath there. While you're scanning your body, go ahead and check on your posture. Make sure there's a nice thin string pulling up the top of your head. Come on, babies. Opening all those spaces between each of the vertebrae in your spine. Go ahead and check in with your breath. And while you're sitting there doing all of those things, see if you can also try to let your day melt behind you. Let what you have coming up next disappear. And see if you can focus on being in your space right here, right now. Bring your attention to your ribs. See if they're popping out at all. Try to pull them in. Keep focusing on those ribs and that diaphragm. And imagine on your next inhale, you're inhaling those lungs through your throat, down your chest, all the way through your ribs and diaphragm into your belly. And when you exhale, imagine that air escaping out from your belly, through your diaphragm, the bottom of your lungs, all the way through your chest and out through your throat. Take a couple more big inhales like that, focusing on that breath, traveling down all the way to the depths of the belly and pushing that air back out. You've had a few of those full belly breaths. Bring your awareness back. You can open your eyes or flutter your gaze up, whatever is more convenient for you. We'll start with just some gentle shoulder circles, shrugging the shoulders up to the ears and releasing them down the back. You can imagine each shoulder making a giant circle. You can do one at a time if you'd like. You can do them both together, whatever you prefer. You can do kind of like a ooh, one after the other. And make sure you get both directions in. So go ahead and bring them to the front. Again, you can bring them together. You can bring them one at a time. Or you can kind of do one after the other. So you can feel your shoulder blades as you make this movement. Are your shoulders opening up when your shoulder, are your shoulder blades opening as your shoulders roll forward? You can go ahead and shake that out. We'll do some nice gentle neck rolls, just making a circle with the bottom of your chin in one direction. If you hear any cranking or crackling in your neck, just make your circles a little smaller. Make sure you do both directions. We're going to gently bring our right ear to our right elbow. You can lift that right arm into the air and gently fold the arm on top of the head, just resting it there to give a gentle pull to your neck. Breathing here. Then release your arm. We'll move the head to the other side. Make sure your chin is up and you're not dipping into your chin. You can lift that opposite arm up and just rest it on the head to get a nice gentle pull that side of your neck. Release your hands. No. Release your hands down. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Monty, you're not my dog. I can't hurt you. All right, from here, we're going to make cartoon cactuses with our arms. Look to your left. Look forward. Look to your right. Look forward. Stretch those arms up above your head. Reach your fingers in all directions. Tuck those ribs in. From here, we're going to go to the right side, placing that right hand onto the mat, reaching with the left arm over top. Stretching into those intercostal muscles, stretching the upper arm. Your ear and your neck are not crunching in towards that arm. Go ahead and inhale back to center, reaching those fingertips in the air again. Exhaling out to the other side, reaching over top. Feeling that stretch in those intercostal muscles, feeling the stretch in that upper arm. Equal weight in both your sit bones here. Come on back to center. We'll make our cartoon cactus arms again. Rotate, leave it. Rotate one arm down. So you make robot arms. We're gonna clench our fists and clench our muscles and make robot arms back and forth. Do about 5 of these in either direction. And we'll reach our arms out to the side. Go ahead and give yourself a big hug, reaching your fingertips towards your shoulder blades if you can. Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Release your arms, switch the crossing of your arms, give yourself a big hug in the other direction. Release your arms and keeping that nice, slow slope in your shoulders. We'll bring one arm over. And I don't know what stretch this is called. Outer arm stretch, bicep stretch. Make sure your shoulders are even. This arm likes to pop up like this. Taking the same arm, place your hand on the elbow and we'll put it back behind you, reaching back down your back, tucking those ribs in, optional bind if you can reach. High. Reach onto your t-shirt, onto your bra strap, onto your hand, whatever's comfortable. And release your hands, give yourself a nice wide stretch out to the side. We'll come back to our cartoon cactus arms. And then we're gonna stretch our other arm over top. Again, make sure your shoulders are nice and straight. I keep trying to do this. Guide your arm up. We'll do a nice little elbow stretch in the back. No, no. How am I doing? You can release your arms. We're just going to do a gentle twist, grabbing onto one of your knees and twisting to the back of the room, reaching the opposite hand behind you. Each inhale, you get a little bit taller. And each exhale, you can stretch the back of the room. One more breath like this. Nice big inhale, tall. Exhale, stretch, twisting to the back of the room. On your next inhale, you can come in for a counter twist. Would you stop? And come back to center. Go ahead and twist to the other side, placing your opposite arm over your knee. Twist to the back of the room, inhaling a nice and long spine. Exhaling, twisting to the back of the room. On your next inhale, take a nice long twist. Exhaling all of that air out of your lungs. Taking a nice counter twist to the back of the room. You can come back to center. Take a few deep breaths. When you're ready, we're going to go ahead and meet in tabletop at the center of your mat. All right. Coming into tabletop, your wrists are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. Tops of the feet are glued to the mat. Fingertips are pressing so hard into the mat that I wouldn't be able to lift them if I came by. Nice neutral spine here. We're going to start just by tucking the pelvis. And then extending that sacrum nice and long. Then tuck your pelvis down. Imagine you had a tail and you were trying to point your tail towards the front of the room. Go ahead and rotate your pelvis out. So you're in that cow shape in your hips. Go ahead and allow your udders to move down and shine that chest forward. Really get into that cow spine here. Take a few inhales and a few exhales. Pushing that mat away from you. When you're ready, you can move into a fully extended cat spine. Starting with the tuck of that pelvis, move that shape through your back until you get to your neck. And then come up on your fingertips here. Option to tuck those toes under. Take a few inhales and exhales in your cat spine. Really imagine a cat pull the back of your spine towards the ceiling. Can you feel that weight in your fingertips now that maybe you're using them more to support you? And can you keep that weight in them when you transition back into your cow pose? Untuck your toes, come down to your palms, shining your chest forward for cow pose. Big inhale here. Exhale, move into your cat spine, starting with the tucking of that pelvis. Inhaling in cow pose. Exhaling in cat. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. Go ahead and do this motion at your own pace and your own variation. Maybe you want to keep your palms grounded. Maybe you want to keep the tops of your feet on the mat. You can start to introduce S and C curves in your spine if you'd like. You can roll through your cat cows, really kind of coming into a shavasana at the bottom. You can round through your cat cows, really giving your elbows and upper arms a workout. Coming kind of sideways into that push up. Yeah, push up. Whatever motions and movements you feel like getting into your spine right now, make sure you go, if you're going in one certain direction, make sure you do both. When you're ready, we'll come back into a nice neutral spine. We'll lift up the left arm for a gentle twist. Twisting in the mid body, keeping a nice neutral hip position. On your exhale, go ahead and thread that arm through, placing the outer edge of your arm on the mat. Option to stretch into that front and back leg if you'd like. Back up, front arm, back leg, yeah. And bring both of your limbs back. Come back into your twist. Place our hands back on the mat and lift the opposite arm up in the air. Keeping that nice neutral hip, twisting through the spine in the midsection. On your next exhale, we'll go ahead and thread the needle under, bringing that outer edge of the shoulder to the mat. Option to reach that arm up and that leg back. Bring your leg and arm back, pressing back into your twist. And bringing that arm down, coming into a nice neutral tabletop. From here, we're going to go through our hip and knee exercises. So I want you to lift your left leg into the air, keeping that knee at a 90-degree angle. And if you did what I did and put all your weight in that one hip, go back to that center. We're going to have a nice neutral hip. Here, if I placed a block on my hips, it would not fall off. You can always adjust your bottom leg, maybe give you some more space. But just breathe a few breaths with your leg up in the air. Now we're going to go through 5 rounds of bringing that leg up and down. So go ahead and exhale your leg up, or down, sorry. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhaling down, and inhaling up. We'll do one more like that. Exhale down, and inhaling up. Go ahead and bring your hips back down, and bring your knee back down. Nice neutral hips here. We're gonna bring that left leg out to the side for fire hydrants. Breathing here, your leg out. Then we'll go ahead and go through 5 counts of lifting and lowering the leg. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower and inhaling to lift. Do one more like that. Exhaling to lower and inhaling to lift. Come on back to your nice neutral spine. We'll do one more like this. We're just gonna lift this knee forward. So go ahead and lift your knee like you're bringing it to your nose. Knee to nose, you can relax your neck here. You can nod your head yes, you can shake your head no. And we'll just breathe here for 5. You can place that knee back down. Excuse me. We'll do 5 counts of knee to nose. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more, inhaling up and exhaling down. Go ahead and round in through your shoulders, get a little shake out, get your hips a little shake out. We'll do the opposite leg. Lifting that opposite leg in the air. Ooh, look at my feet. Keeping those hips nice and square. 90-degree angle in your knee. Breathing here. Pull that belly button towards your back. Maybe engage your low belly. On your next exhale, you can lower your leg back down. Inhale for 1. Exhale down. Inhale for 2. Exhale down. Inhale for 3. Exhale down. Inhale for 4. Exhale down. Inhale for 5 and exhale down. Bring your leg out to the side for fire hydrants. Oh, so hard. So difficult when things are hard and look silly. Okay, breathe here for 5. Go ahead and lower that knee down. And we'll lift for 1. Exhale down. Lift for 2. Exhale down. Lift for 3. Exhale down. Lift for 4. Exhaling down. Lift for 5. Exhale down. And we'll do one more on this side. Lifting that knee towards your nose. Go ahead and release your knee back down. And we'll lift for 5. Lifting that knee to nose for 1. Exhale down. Lifting for 2. Exhale down. Lifting for 3. Exhaling down. Lifting for 4. Exhaling down. Lifting for 5 and exhaling down. Bring your hips down to your heels for a nice gentle child's pose and give your hips a little shake out. Nod your head yes, you can shake your head no. Move your head out and no. When you're ready from here, we're going to plant our hands, tuck the toes under and press back to a downward facing dog. You can pedal out through your feet here. When you're ready, we'll inhale those heels nice and tall into the air and exhale, bring them down to the mat as close as possible. Breathing in and down dog. Needs to be as straight or bend as you want. Checking in with your neck, nod your head yes, shake your head no, move your head out and no. here, we're gonna roll forward to plank pose. Tilting that pelvis forward if you feel like maybe you're not planking enough. On your next exhale, we're gonna press back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg in the air for three-legged dog. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then we'll exhale, roll forward to three-legged plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, three-legged plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, three-legged plank. Inhaling back up to three-legged dog. This time, bend your knee, open those hips. Really feel your foot reaching towards that bum. From here, if you'd like to, you can drop that back foot back behind, drop that top foot back behind you and lift your arm for rock star pose. Wherever you are, we'll come back to three-legged dog, place the foot back, coming into downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. On your next inhale, we'll lift that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Breathing here. Nice deep inhale. On your exhale, we'll roll forward to three-legged plank. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, three-legged plank. Inhaling for three-legged dog. Exhaling for three-legged plank. Then inhale back to three-legged dog. We'll bend that knee, pull that heel towards the bum, open up your hips. And drop that back foot down if you like for rock star pose. Breathing 3 to 5 good breaths wherever you are. Ready to stretch that leg out, bring it back down to downward facing dog. And you can hop or step. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. You can be folded as deeply or gently as you'd like here. Your knees can be bent or straight, whatever's comfortable. Checking with that neck again. Make sure you can freely nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Move your head from side to side. However deep your forward fold is, still imagine the top of your head pulling towards the mat. The feet rooted down and melting into the ground. On your next inhale, we'll bring our palms to the shins, come into a nice long flat back. And when you're ready, exhale into a deeper forward fold. Maybe you grab opposite elbows here. Maybe you interlace your hands behind your back. You're ready, we're gonna gently roll up to stand. Give your legs a little shake out, give your shoulders a little shake out. Alright. We're gonna do 5 sun salutations. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Remember, mountains don't just stand there. Our feet are active and pressing into the ground. Lifting the arms into the air. Inhale, excuse me, nice and deep. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Lowering your knees, chest and chin. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Press back to down dog. Hopping or stepping forward, so you're in your forward fold. Lifting your hands for a nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward and inhaling to gently roll up to stand. Inhaling your arms above your head. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, plant your hands on your fold forward, come back into a plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling to press back to down dog. Breathing here on your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, we'll bring our hands to our shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale, folding forward and inhaling to gently roll up to stand. On your next inhale, we'll lift the hands into the air. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling back to down. Inhaling here. Exhaling and hopping or stepping so you're in the front, forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale your hands on your shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward and inhaling to gently roll up to stand. Inhale your arms above your head. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, pressing back to down. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward and inhaling to gently roll up to stand. On your next inhale, bringing your arms into the air, Urdhva. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog and exhaling back to downward facing dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, place your hands on your shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward and inhale to gently roll up to stand. All right. Give yourself a little shake off, have a drink of water. Excuse me. All right. Starting in mountain pose, the front of the mat. All right. Lift your arms in the air and hold that giant beach ball in your arms. From here, we're going to twist to the side with that beach ball still in our arms. You want to give yourself a little added active action. Imagine you're pressing that ball, or if you have a Pilates ball, like people who buy everything, place one of these between your hands. Feel that action pressing back. Again, we're in our twist to the one side. On your next exhale, we'll come back to center. Inhaling, twisting to the other side. Exhaling all that air out, holding that big beach ball. For that added action, you can press against the air. Imagine that ball pressing back at you. Exhaling, returning to center. Nice big inhale here. Feeling our arms nice and stretched out. On your next exhale, we'll go ahead and bend your knees, lower your bum, and come into a chair pose. If you're still holding that beach ball, amazing. Breathe, nice big inhale in your chair. Exhale to fold forward. Press that beach ball into the ground, or place your Pilates ball to the side. Give your hips a little nice shake out here. We're going to place a hand onto the mat and step back to your plank pose. From here, go into your vinyasa. You can lower your knees, chest, and chin to the mat. You can inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog, and you can reach back or a down dog. Nice big inhale here. On your exhale, go ahead and lift that right leg into the air for your three-legged dog. Deep breath here and deep breath here in your three-legged dog. Check in with that left heel and bring it back down to the mat. Exhale, bend that knee. Bring that heel towards the bum as much as you can. Nice big inhale here. And on your next exhale, we'll sweep that leg forward. Help it if you need to. And we'll come into our nice, sturdy, low lunge. Started. When you're in your low lunge, I tend to either keep my hips in the air or sink into my hips. Both are bad. Can you tighten up that back body and that back leg and really feel a nice long line in your spine when you're in your low lunge here? From here, we'll take that back knee down. So we have a right angle in that front knee and a right angle in that back knee. Back knee. On your next inhale, we're going to lift up into the air, lift the arms up. You can gaze at your thumbs for a gentle back bend here. Again, you can imagine that beach ball in between your hands. You can grab that Pilates ball and press it in between your hands. From here, we'll, fold forward. We'll come into our runner's stretch. So then place your hands on the mat. We'll tuck those back toes under, bring that back leg up, and then walk it about 12 to 18 inches forward. Whatever you need to feel both heels on the mat. Imagine I have a hook and I'm bringing your right hip back in space. And you can really feel it in the back of the front thigh. Imagine you're pulling that forehead towards your shin. From here, you can kick both those feet back. So you're in your plank pose. Go through your vinyasa, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. Nice big inhale and down dog. Nice deep exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and lift that left leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Nice deep breath here. We're going to check in with that right heel and bring that back down to the mat. Go ahead and exhale to bend your knee and bring that heel toward the bump. Nice big inhale here. And on your exhale, you can bring that knee forward. You bring your foot to the mat, help it if you need to. Again, try not to sink into those back hips or keep your hips elevated. Keep a nice strong back leg to really engage that line. From your nice sturdy low lunge, let's go ahead and bend that back knee down. Place the top of the foot onto the mat. So we have nice right angles in both of our knees. From here, we'll lift the hands into the air and gaze at the thumbs for a gentle back bend. You can imagine that beach ball in between your hands, maybe giving you a little give as you push into it. On your next exhale, we'll bring the hands back to the mat. Tuck those back toes under, lift that knee up, kick that back leg in about 12 to 18 inches so that both heels remain on the mat. From here, we're going to pull that forehead towards the shin. And we're going to imagine placing a hook at that front hip and just slightly pulling it back in space so your hips are very square. Feeling it in that back front thigh here. On your next exhale, go ahead and bring both feet back to a plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling to press back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're not forward facing full at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, we'll gently roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous. Beautiful. Take your water. Okie dokie. Whew. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, go ahead and lift your arms into the air for Urdhva Hastasana. This time, imagine that beach ball between your hands. We're going to bend to the side, still holding our ball. Or maybe our $8 Target purchase. Inhaling back to the center. And exhaling to the other side, still holding that ball. Maybe feeling the action of pressing against it. Your next inhale, come back to center. On your exhale, and throw your ball away. We'll come into a chair pose again. Remember that your chair pose has a cow spine in your upper chest and a cat spine in your lower back. So you're trying to actually sit on a chair. From here, we'll bring those hands to heart center. Hook our elbow over one knee and come into our chair pose twist. Again, if it's more comfortable for you to heel toe your feet together, please do. Go ahead and inhale up to your chair pose. And exhale down to twisting on the other side. Make sure your knees are on the same plane. One's not jutting out in front of the other. On your next inhale, come back to the chair. Exhale and come back to your plank pose. Lowering into your vinyasa, lowering your knees, chest, and chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra, and exhaling to press back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're gonna lift the right leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. Come into your sturdy low lunge. Nice tight back leg. Nice engaged back leg. How about that? From here, rotate that back heel down. And we'll lift the arms up for warrior one. Heels still pointed toward the front of the mat. 90-degree angle in that front knee. On your next exhale, bring your arms back behind you. Interlace your fingers back behind your back. From here, we're going to exhale down for humble warrior. See if you can adjust your knee here and really get it to that right angle. Wow! Or fall over. You know, I suggest either. Your next inhale will come back to warrior one. Exhale down, kick that front foot back to meet the back. And go through your vinyasa. Rolling forward to plank, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale into a down dog. On your next inhale, we'll bring that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee. Again, pull that heel towards your bum. On your next exhale, we're gonna bring that foot forward. Help it if you need to. Engage that back leg in your nice sturdy low lunge. From here, we're gonna rotate that back heel down. Pressing into the ground with your feet. Can you press your body up into the air? Warrior one, your hips are square towards the front of the room. Front knee is tracking over that second toe. Close as a right angle as possible, not sharp. Exhale your arms behind you. Interlace your fingers, weird thumb on top. Go ahead and come down to your humble warrior. Inhaling up to warrior one. Exhaling down to frame that front foot. Get that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and roll forward to plank. Go through your vinyasa. Lower your knees, chest, and chin. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And press back to down dog. 3 breaths and down dog. When you're ready, you can hop or step forward in a forward fold at the front of the mat. When you're ready, we'll gently roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on the previous. All right. On your next inhale, bring your hands above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, coming into chair pose. That cat spine in your bum, that cow spine in your shoulders. Exhale, fold forward. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale to press back to downward facing dog. From here, we'll lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, pull that heel towards the bum, and swing that foot forward. Help it if you need it. You need to. I always find it strange that one side I can do and the other side I need help. Bring that right angle into that front knee. Rotate that back heel down and come into your warrior one. From here, we want to come down to our humble warrior. Humble warrior. We want to inhale up into our warrior one. We want to exhale out into our warrior two. From here, I want to put your front paw up, go forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Bringing that knee forward. From here, you give that knee a rest and we'll come into triangle pose. Then bend that front knee, coming into our side angle pose. Go ahead and windmill those hands down. Kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank. Lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling back to down. On your next inhale, lift that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knees, swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. Rotate that back heel down. So you're in your warrior one legs. It's called warrior one legs. Inhale those arms up for warrior one. Exhale, weird thumb on top, coming down to your humble warrior. Inhaling up to warrior one. Exhaling out to warrior two. Inhaling your palm up, forward, and then back to reverse your warrior. Giving your knee a rest and coming into triangle pose. Bending that knee and coming into your side angle. From here, rotating those hands down, kicking that front foot back to meet the back. Downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank. Going through your vinyasa, lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling back to a down dog. Breathing in. And then exhale, and step, turn a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, we'll gently roll up to stand. Release your hands to the side, standing in a mountain pose at the front of the mat. Take a nice big inhale and a nice big exhale. We're going to lift our arms in the air for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knees, come into a chair pose. Nice big inhale in chair. Exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhaling to press back to down. Lifting that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that heel towards the bum nice and tight. Take a deep breath here, opening those hips. And on your next exhale, swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to while gravitating. Adjust your hips here. We're going to rotate that back heel down. Inhale your arms up for warrior one. Exhaling down for humble warrior. Exhaling or inhaling up for warrior one. Exhaling out for warrior two. Inhaling up and back to reverse your warrior. Exhaling out to warrior two. We're going to inhale the knee up and exhale down for triangle. Nice big inhale here. We'll exhale down to our side angle pose. From here, we'll rotate down. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold on the side of the mat. From here, you can walk your fingertips back behind you to make the wide-legged forward fold a little bit more intense. And walk those fingertips back to the center and go ahead and walk your hands over to that left leg and go ahead and just grab your ankles, maybe pull your forehead towards that shin. Go ahead and walk the hands over to that other ankle, grabbing the ankle with both hands and maybe pulling that forehead toward the shin. We'll bring those hands back to center and just bend one knee and then the other. Maybe just, I don't know, a couple inches. Just nice bends in the knee. Maybe you're just moving your hips back and forth a couple inches. And then when you're comfortable with that, see if you can make like figure eights with your hips. You can move your knees, you can make circles in your knees. You can heel toe your feet a little closer if you want to make those figure eights a little bit stronger. When you're ready to come back to center, we'll go ahead and walk those fingertips back towards the front of the mat. Kick that front foot back to meet the back. Downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank pose. Lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, pressing back into down dog. Take a nice deep breath in down dog. On your next inhale, go ahead and lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee, really pull that heel towards the bum and open up those hips. Take a nice deep breath here, and on your next exhale, we'll swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. From here, we're going to rotate that back heel down, so we're in a nice, sturdy warrior one legs. Inhale the arms up. Woo, woo, woo. Press into the ground with those feet, then inhale your arms up for your warrior one. Exhaling down for humble warrior, weird thumb on top. Inhaling up for warrior one. Exhaling out for warrior two. Inhaling forward and back to reverse your warrior. Exhaling for warrior two. Inhaling to straighten that knee and exhale down for triangle. Inhaling here and exhaling for side angle pose. From here, we can windmill our arms down. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold on the side of the mat again. This time we're going to work on bending your knees again, but maybe a little bit deeper this time. Maybe your heel pops off the mat. Maybe you're trying to keep that whole foot on the ground. And we're just playing around, back and forth. When you're ready, I want you to heel toe your feet in to whatever you feel is a comfortable squat distance. Ooh, and we're gonna go ahead and come into our squat. Again, your heels preferably are on the mat, but you can always place something underneath them for stability. Ideally, I'd be like this. When you're ready, we're gonna come back to our plank pose. However you want to get into plank. Run through your vinyasa, lowering your knees, chest, chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and exhaling to press back to down dog. Your next exhale, you can hop or step. Step, so you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Then we'll gently roll up to stand. Okay, do one more. Woo. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. We'll lift the arms in the air. Exhale into your chair pose. Nice big inhale here. Exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands, step back to your plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale to press back to down dog. Lift that right leg in the air. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee. Bring that heel towards the bum. Open those hips. Swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. And come into your warrior one. Inhaling up for warrior one. Exhaling down for humble warrior. Inhaling up for warrior one. Exhaling out for warrior two. Inhaling forward and back to reverse your warrior. Exhaling out for warrior two. Inhaling to straighten that knee. Exhaling down for triangle. Inhaling up and exhaling down for your side angle pose. On your next exhale, we're going to go ahead and windmill the hands to the mat. And you can kick up that back foot for warrior three. Hips staying square for warrior three, hips opening up for half moon. Breathing here. When you're ready, we're going to drop that foot back down. We're going to kick that back foot back to meet the back. Downward facing dog. We'll roll forward to plank. Run through your vinyasa. Lower your knees, chest, and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale for a downward facing dog. Lifting that left leg into the air. Three-legged dog. Exhaling, bending that knee, opening up those hips. Swinging that foot forward. Helping it if you need to. Coming to our nice sturdy warrior one. Exhale, weird thumb on top. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, humble warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, up and down for triangle. Exhaling here. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. From here, we're going to windmill our arms down and kick the back leg up for warrior three. If your hips are square, you're continuing to be in warrior three. If you want to open up your hips, you'll come into half moon pose. 5 breaths here, wherever you are. So drop that back leg down. We'll kick that front foot back to meet the back. Plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, pressing back to down. Breathing here. Your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, we'll gently roll up to stand. Whew. And shake it off. Drink water. All right. From here, let's do a couple balancing poses. I prefer, I prefer lifting one leg lately. So you can come into tree, or if you'd like, you can just keep that knee at that right angle and bring one leg up. Breathing here. Ow, I really can't do this. Okay. Breathing here, your hands can be at your hips, at heart center. They could be up in the air, branches blowing in the breeze, whatever you prefer. When you're ready, you can straighten that leg up, lift it a little higher, maybe a little higher, maybe a little higher, and then let it go. Maybe give yourself a little outer leg massage. We'll place the other foot on the mat and bring that knee up at a right angle. When you're ready, straighten that knee. Maybe lift your leg up a little higher, maybe a little higher, maybe a little higher, and let it go. Give your legs a little shake out. And we'll meet in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Lifting your arms into the air. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, we'll fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. So your last vinyasa, optional as always. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a little cobra. And exhaling to press back to downward facing dog. Inhaling the right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee. And swing that shin forward, coming into pigeon pose. Make sure that back leg is nice and straight behind you. Your heel is in line with this front hip. Inhaling your chest forward and exhaling to fold down to pigeon pose. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your head, neck, and chest off the ground. Just maneuver yourself into a tabletop pose. Give your hips a little shake out. Give your hips a little tilt and tuck. Now tuck those back toes under and come into that downward facing dog. Lifting that left leg into the air this time for a three-legged dog. Exhaling to bend the knee and swing that shin forward, setting up for pigeon pose. Lifting your head, neck, and chest into the air and then folding down for pigeon. On your next inhale, you can lift your head, neck, and chest into the air. Maneuver yourself to a tabletop. We'll give our hips a little shake out. And when you're ready, we're going to meet on our backs on the mat. When you've come to your back on the mat, bend your knees, bring your knees into your chest. You can give yourself a little shake out from back and forth. You can Give yourself a little back massage by making circles in your knees. From here, place your feet onto the mat. We'll come into some bridge poses. First, starting off before actually coming into your bridge, we're going to start just by tucking the pelvis and tilting it back. Tucking the pelvis and tilting it back. Really making these exaggerated movements at the beginning and end of your bridge. So when you go into your bridge, you'll really tuck your pelvis and lift it off the ground. And when you come out of your bridge, rolling that spine down, you can tilt that pelvis back. You're comfortable with your tucks and tilts. We'll do 5 bridges. Ooh, tucking that pelvis, lifting it into the air. Inhaling nice and big. Exhaling that spine back down to the mat and tilting that pelvis back so your low back pops up off the mat. Just doing fun, exaggerated movements. So we'll go ahead and tilt that pelvis, lift the hips into the air. Nice big inhale. Exhale, lower that spine back down, tilting that pelvis back. Tucking that pelvis, tilting that pelvis back. Tucking the pelvis, lifting the hips up. Spine coming down, vertebrae by vertebrae, and tilting the pelvis back. 2 more like that, lifting into your bridge with that exaggerated tuck and leaving your bridge with that exaggerated tilt. 1 more, lifting into the air and exhaling down. We'll come into 3 bridges, lifting and staying in the bridge for 3 to 5 breaths. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and if you'd like, before you get started, you can windshield wiper those knees back and forth. When you're ready to come into your bridge, you can go ahead and lift those hips into the air. You can wiggle your shoulder blades beneath you and interlace your fingers behind your back if you'd like. Pretty good breaths here. Lowering that spine down vertebrae by vertebrae. Going into that tuck if you'd like. Tilt. Going into that tilt if you'd like. Tucking the pelvis, lifting it into the air. Breathing here. Option to interlace your hands behind your back. On your exhale, go ahead and lower that spine down into a tuck. Tilting that pelvis up, lifting the hips into the air. Option to interlace your hands back behind you. On your next exhale, you can bring your spine back down to the mat, come into a tilt. You can tuck, you can windshield wiper those knees back and forth. You can bring your knees into your chest and give yourself a nice hug. Maybe rotate back and forth. Maybe tilting your pelvis, hurt your low back, and you want to give it a little massage here. Maybe not hurt, maybe engage your low back. From here, we'll take both feet onto the mat. We'll lift the right leg, right ankle onto the left knee. And just go ahead and lift that left leg into the air. You can interlace your hands back behind your thigh. If you'd like, you can push that opposite knee away with your elbow. And if you'd like to go ahead and find a spot that's maybe a little bit more sore stuff, you can rock back and forth until you find it. Just breathe into that spot for 3 to 5 good breaths. And when you're ready, you can reverse the crossing of your legs. We'll bring that right leg into the air. Go ahead and bring your hands behind your thigh. Press that opposite knee away from you with your other elbow. Again, you can come back and forth trying to find a spot that's maybe a bit more sore stuck. And breathe into that area. Release your hands, release your legs, give your knees a little shake out, a little windshield wiper back and forth. We're going to come into a reverse tabletop, bringing your knees to a right angle. And your hands, you can go like this in the air if you want, but then off to your hands. So your hands can be by your sides, flexing your feet here, keeping your knees in that right angle. Can you touch your toes onto the mat? Left, then right. Nice, maybe clockwork motion. Maybe feels a little jerky. Just concentrating on keeping those knees at a right angle. When you're ready, you can come back into a reverse tabletop. Keeping those knees at a right angle, we'll extend the left leg to a 45-degree angle. And then bring it back to that bent knee. Extend the right leg out to that 45-degree angle from the ground and bring it back. And then go ahead and extend that left leg out and then the right. Maybe a less jerky movement, maybe more fluid. Maybe it feels like riding a bike. Concentrating on nice, strong legs coming back into that right angle. When you've had enough of that, you can come back into that reverse tabletop. We'll hug those knees into the chest nice and tight. And you can drop onto one side for your gentle twist. Your arms can be out to either side. They can be cartoon cactus arms. They can be on your legs. Wherever is comfortable for you. Your gaze can be at the ceiling or over that opposite shoulder. It doesn't seem like it would be, but it's quite intense of a stretch to look over that opposite shoulder. So if it's not for you, just stare at the ceiling. On your next inhale, you can bring those knees back to center. Maybe hug them in nice and tight. Then you can drop them to the other side. Again, your arms can be straight out. They can be cartoon cactus arms. Your gaze can be at the ceiling or over your opposite shoulder. Your next inhale, you can bring your knees back to center, hug them into your chest nice and tight, and go ahead and reach for the interiors of your feet. You can rock back and forth. You can bring your feet into the air for a happy baby. You can bring your knees into your armpits. You can practice a Peter Pan stretch by making one leg long and bending the other one in. When you're ready, you can release your feet. You have a few minutes if you want to take an inversion. You can do legs up the wall. You can just do legs in the air. You can do a block or Pilates ball under your sacrum if you'd like. You can do a supported shoulder stand and grab your ribs, back of your ribs as you lift your body. But just get 10 good breaths with your legs above your head. And when you've had enough of that, you can remove any props you may have and go ahead and come into our final resting pose. Imagining your body sinking into the mat and really melting down into the ground. And begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. Make small movements in your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can roll onto one side using your arm as a pillow. Taking one breath in the fetal position, go ahead and come to a comfortable seat. We'll close with one Om. Bring your hands to heart center. We'll inhale for Om. Exhaling you. Sorry, exhale. Om. Inhaling for Om. Om.